On tonight's episode, summer is here! And I guess some other stuff happened too.
Majestically galloping upon her steed, she's the kingliest king the world's ever seen. Though her vocabulary is a bit confused, when it comes to entertainment, she just can't lose. Her Majesty is ready to go. Turn up the lights, let's start the show with special guests and the latest news. It's time for Roundtable Talk with Crown and Crew. Crown and Crew.
Why, hello, my dearest citizens, and welcome to a very special summer edition of Roundtable Talk. I'm your beloved and still in need of a swimsuit, King Crown. Doesn't your Gacha skin technically count as a skinny dipping costume? It totally does. And I'm not just saying that because I want to be the next pilgrim in line to get a summer version.
I mean, out of all of us, Marion is the most likely to get a swimsuit.
Don't be so hard on yourself, Kilo. Sure, Chime is still in NPC jail, and Trony is deathly afraid of water, judging by how she refuses to bathe. But I'm sure you could one day get a summer skin.
You do remember what my in-game combat model looks like, right? It's literally Talos. And I don't think players want to see him in a bikini.
I'm sure some do.
Yes, and we'll be keeping those people far, far away from Chom. She already has enough weird things shoved inside her by our king.
As I was saying, since it's summer, you all know what that means.
The kingdom and gacha players worldwide are going into debt?
Silly Chime, the words going into imply the kingdom was ever out of debt to begin with. But yes, there is plenty to spend on. And to find out what we'll be spending on, let's check in with gacha forecaster and former main heroine, Marion. How's the current gacha polling going, Marion? Wet. Really? I suppose the summer skins would have that effect on about 30% of Nikke's fanbase, but for the rest, I think the more correct description would be hard. We'll check back in with you at the end of the show for the full gacha forecast. And now, on to today's news. July started out with sky-high expectations. Not for Sora's event, though. She somehow managed to get power crept by Pepper. How embarrassing. Her event wasn't all bad, though. The music was one of the catchiest songs the game has ever had, and the story focused on the search for one of the coolest things from Red Ash, the Goddess Squad's helicarrier, the Wings of Victory. Plus, we got all kinds of great jokes about Crow, a literal terrorist, being a bonus character in an event all about airplanes.
I want to believe she was on the list because she's named after a bird, and this event was all about flight. That, or someone at ShiftUp has a very interesting sense of humor.
Wait, is that why she was a bonus unit? How did I not see that connection?
Brilliant deduction, Wells. I see your science-y degree in whatever it was is being put to good use.
Actually, I have 3 PhDs. One in theoretical temporal...
Nerd! Careful, Mommy number 7. We're almost outnumbered by nerds. Yeah! Moving on from an event no one cared about to an event almost no one cared about, we had the Nier Automata rerun. Because apparently running collabs back-to-back makes sense. Somehow. Was there anything new with this one? As a matter of fact, there was. ShiftUp proved once again they hate the idea of players hoarding tickets instead of buying gems. So, they introduced a new summoning ticket that could only be used on the Nier banner. Because Commander knows, players having 10 extra free tickets is really going to ruin their third quarter revenue numbers. Did you just use the commander in place of God for that expression? He is a god. In the sack, at least. He's really not. I mean, maybe he could beat a weakling like Chime or Trony in a fist fight, but he's definitely no contender in the sack fighting arena, now sponsored by Coin Rush.
That's a reference only OG fans will get.
Speaking of OG fans, that brings us to the latest event, which has many references to the first and possibly greatest anniversary event story ever, Overzone.
Last Kingdom was better.
Of course you'd think that. That was your debut. You're wrong. In the Mirror was the best. You're both wrong. Red Ash was the best.
Really, Marion? I figured you'd hate it. You know, because of Red Hood.
Why would I hate Red Hood?
Because... Rappy?
What's Red Hood got to do with Rappy?
Oh, my commander!
What is it, Chime?
I just realized, we've never had a scene in the campaign with Marion seeing Rappy's new form. In fact, I don't think Marion ever learned anything about Rappy and Red Hood's connection.
Yeah, ShiftUp really needs to hurry up with some of these long-awaited reunions. Of course, Marion's will have to wait until after we get Pioneer reacting to Rappy's new form. We've been waiting forever for that. Also, to answer the question posed earlier, obviously the best anniversary event is Unbreakable Sphere, because it released my future wife. And people say I'm delusional. Don't make me pull this show over, young lady. I'll start a dating show just to flex my amazing dating knowledge.
Kingdom Connection premieres August 4th. Subscribe so you don't miss it.
Back to the event, the long-neglected water element is getting a refreshing splash of support. Summer Dorothy looks to be bringing some serious firepower to shotgun teams. She's also proving she's truly evil by being the first limited pilgrim unit. And we also got Summer Elig, who's violating all kinds of OSHA rules by becoming a water element Nikke, despite literally being named after electricity. But it's not just the new units that were shocking. It was also the new costumes. Rappy Red Hood got a summer Gacha skin. Let's all celebrate we no longer have to stare at her mid-redesign. Yay! Her new costume, it's not that. It still doesn't have, it's not fair. It's just so peak. Yes, she does seem eager to show off her peaks. But she's not the only one who is winning with this patch. Polly, Bae, Tove, and Julia all got favorite items, with Tove and Julia also getting new costumes.
I'm not sure what's more shocking, that Tove, who is already meta for shotgun teams, is getting a buff to boost her even higher up the tier lists, or that the devs remember Julia exists.
Maybe they saw Export's fan film, Winter's Revenant, all about how Julia helps Snow White and Unlimited find one of Snow White's long-lost workshops and discover a shocking ghost of the past inside. Plus, it has great original songs about Julia's journey on the surface and Snow White's past. Take a listen.
I'll become the goddess of song, memorializing legends of the long gone. So share everything for posterity, and maybe I'll bless you with your own thing. Collects mind switches like Pokemon. That's probably why she doesn't put pants on. Yet she's still the most sane of her squad, and that should put in you the fear of God. Single soldier forged in steel, a lonely sentinel on this hill. I'll walk forward with head held high, a soldier true until I die.
Link in the description. And speaking of shameless promotion, as part of the deal for our special guest agreeing to appear on the show today, I will now be forced to run this ad for Eden. Take a look. Eden. We've got the only character in the game who could realistically continue the commander's bloodline. And before you say it, no, Zhen doesn't count.
I thought we scrapped that one for being terrible.
I don't know. I think a lot of commanders might find that persuasive. Well, you all rejected my version, remember? Eden. I don't mind the taste.
Chime, you told me you deleted all copies of that one.
She must have hidden a spare copy in the ball pit. Ugh, Eden is our biggest competitor. I can't believe we're running ads for them.
Competitor? For what? Places to go for Nikkes who get stuck on the surface?
I mean, they do technically also have a TV station that competes with ours, even if its programming lineup is sparse.
On second thought, let's not promote Eden. 'Tis a silly place. Actually, now that I think about it, Eden doesn't make any sense to me. To be fair, most things don't make sense to you.
As if you have room to talk. But my king does have a point. Like, who built it? There's no way Cecil made all those buildings by herself. Did Deep help her? And when did Dorothy arrive? There's just so many unanswered questions.
Kind of par for the course with ShiftUp. They'll start a plot line, then abandon it.
That's it. I know how we're going to make a required commercial for Eden. Behold!
How does this place exist? So many issues to list. She might call it home, but no way Cecil built this on her own. It makes no sense because it's so immense. Was deep involved, so many mysteries unsolved. Stop abandoning unfinished plot lines. You do it all the time.
to that song unfinished on Spotify or Apple Music, or in its standalone music video coming out tomorrow. With that out of the way, please welcome our special guest. It's... Did I say you could talk? What? Oh, well, I thought... You thought? No, I very much doubt that occurred. Time! Call security!
My king, in terms of power levels, you are security.
What about Marion? I'm still at least 2 anniversary events and a summer alt away from being the most powerful Nikke lore-wise. As of Last Kingdom, I'm pretty sure you still outscale me, Mommy number 7. Now then, I have some questions for you, O King. Oh, yes ma'am? What did you think of my summer outfit? Oh, is that all? Well, it's great. Your relatively reserved design matches your elegant nature. And as the best water DPS we've gotten in, well, forever, you'll be greatly appreciated against fire element bosses. Plus, your ass looks amazing in that shooting pose. Shocking.
What's shocking?
Ellie getting a summer alt? Because that was kind of obvious when it was revealed her Bond story was going to be available during the summer event. Do you think her summer alt is strong enough to come rescue me from Crown? Enough! No. What's shocking is that this empty-headed king could string together such a satisfactory sentence. Next question. What do you think about me being the first limited 1% banner? Oh, that? What a disaster! We're already up to our eyeballs in 1% banners compared to previous years, and now ShiftUp has the balls to, a character as wonderful and amazing as yourself deserves any price. I'm happy to spend all of the kingdom's savings getting a copy of you. Only 1 copy? Did I say 1 copy? I meant max limit break. That's what I meant. You all heard me, right, my royal crew? Yep, definitely heard her say that. MLB all the way. Why stop there? Course 7 her.
Cool a groveling, Trony. There's only so much reckless spending the kingdom can handle before Mustang starts harvesting our organs.
Scarlet's a drunk, Rapunzel's a degenerate, and Dorothy's a psychopath. Were any of the Goddess Squad actually how they were portrayed in all the ads back in my time?
Oh, I remember you. You're the one who left Cecil heartbroken by refusing to join Eden. Her pining over you like a puppy who had a shiny new toy put in front of them, only to suddenly be ripped away, was quite amusing. Come here, and let me get a better look at you.
Oh, no, that's fine. The control room really needs me to be here to press buttons and...
Did I make it sound like I was asking?
Hi. I was a big fan. Definitely. I even went to that parade you guys had at...
Cecil wanted you because of her insatiable desire to know everything. She wouldn't appreciate the true value of undoing mistakes. But I do. And one day, you're going to help me go on a journey to follow... What was it? Yellow brick road? A bloody, broken road. Not to see a wizard, but a glass princess, and smother her in her sleep. You can go now. I'll be in touch. Ooh, can I go next? I want to get traumatized by Dorothy too! Speaking of trauma, how about that event story? I think we all expected Peanut to make a return, but instead we got a heartbreaking story about a long-abandoned AI. Again! Huh, that's weird.
Ooh, I'm thinking of writing a Rome and Alfred fanfic.
Please keep the robophilia to yourself, Kilo.
I think you're forgetting the more important part, namely, my excellent character development and heartbreaking scenes with Pina. I did like the part where you punched Rappy, but all in all, it kind of just seemed like you were being a weirdo, pretending to be crazy just so you could drink tea with a hologram you knew wasn't Pina.
Also, I'm personally offended you think all mass-produced Nikkes look the same.
Beautiful, perfect, totally sane Dorothy? Might I suggest we wrap up this interview? Not that I'm saying I don't like your presence, definitely not. You exude a wonderful aura of,
Psychopathy?
Unresolved trauma?
Yuri baiting? Fine, I will be leaving, but not because you cretins asked, but because I still have so many tiresome fan letters to sift through for my latest premiere. Premiere? Of what? Why, my new song, of course. It's a wonderful remix of my theme, Neil. I felt the citizens of the Ark had forgotten the respect I'm owed, so I decided to give them a musical reminder. Listen.
down and kneel.
Available now on Spotify, Apple Music, and all streaming services. Standalone music video is linked in the description. Now then, I must be going. But surely you don't expect me to sully my feet by walking all the way back to Eden, do you? Well, I guess Talos could give you a lift.
No way!
She's going to kill me, Kilo! Look at her! With her dead, soulless tits! Don't you mean eyes? I've made my choice on where to look.
There's no way I'm lending Talos to her. Besides, he's still busy with construction on the pool.
Oh, well, we can't interrupt that. We've got to get it finished soon or I won't have an excuse to get a summer skin. Dorothy? I'm sure Trom would love to give you a ride back to Eden. She's probably not even sick anymore, since I haven't fed her Marion's cooking in at least a week.
She's not a garbage disposal.
They keep saying that, thinking it'll make me stop. But isn't the definition of insanity doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results? And speaking of doing the same thing over and over again, let us once again return to our Gacha forecaster Marion for a look at what's next. Marion?
Never forget, she's the main heroine. It's the Gacha forecast with Marianne.
Reruns!
Come again?
Yes, that's the plan. ShiftUp has laid out plans to rerun many limited units over the next couple of months. The highlights being Summer Anise, who's probably the best electric support unit in the game. Other notable ones are Summer Rosanna, Summer Sakura, and Summer Helm. And I guess if you want to throw gems away, they're also rerunning Summer Neon, Winter Rupee, and Winter Anne. Hey, Winter Anne is good in PvP at least. Defending a Nikke by saying they're good in PvP is even more cope than saying they're good in solo raids. Back to what's next. Well, we don't know. As of the voicing of this script, we're literally days away from the next event announcement. So, by the time you're watching this, you probably already know. Export's guess is a member of Sora's squad. I'm hoping it's the Lolly.
You prefer lollies?
Oh yes, it's less competition. It's the well-endowed ones I'm worried about attracting the eye of my darling commander.
If he gets too attracted, he might poke an eye out with how big some of those endowments are.
The future may be uncertain, but there are some things you can always rely on, like your king, and her insatiable need for money. Seriously, the pool is going way over budget, and I'm pretty sure I saw Sugar and Moran lurking outside the kingdom. I know Mustang sent them to collect, which is to say, citizens, help your dear king keep all her organs and keep producing this amazing content by subscribing and hitting that like button. Or become an even more official member of the kingdom by joining the channel for all kinds of benefits. See the link below for details. You can also join by using your Amazon Prime sub on Twitch. And speaking of, don't forget to watch Export's live streams every weeknight at 8 p.m. PST, featuring fun games, ASMR, educational lessons from the doctor herself, and you can even request live Nikke character impressions, using channel points on Twitch to submit lines you want Export to read. We'll schedule on the Discord, which you should also definitely join. And that does it for tonight's show. I'll see you all next time for August's episode of Roundtable Talk with Crown and Crew. Goodbye. Adios. Pa'alam.
Though her vocabulary